Hey guys, thank you guys so much for being here. I know I have not come on camera in a while. I'm sure those are for obvious reasons. I have not gotten my eyebrows professionally done. I'm looking a little rough. But anyway, enjoy these pictures. And let me know if you guys rather see the pictures of these people rather than seeing me, because I can definitely just do that, or just tell me what you guys prefer. Okay, so we're going to be doing a psychic reading on Jake Paul. So a couple of you guys have messaged me on Instagram. You DM me that a few, no, one particular vision that I got, one prediction I got a couple months ago that I did a psychic reading on Jake Paul and Tana Mojo. It did come true that he was gonna get in trouble with the police, and I mean obviously today he did. He is in trouble, but I just want to clarify this with you guys. This is not over for him. Like, there is gonna be some more trouble that he's gonna get into. And with that, let's go right into this reading. Oh, before I forget, if you guys want a personal reading of your own, you can email me. I have all my links down below. Everything is donation based. So yeah, email me. You can DM me on IG. I'm pretty good about responding to DMs within the same day. But yeah, just be patient with me, guys. And I love all my supporters who have like literally DM me this week. I made so many predictions that have come to pass. So I like live for you guys. You guys hold me down. Thank you so much. Because I forget that I make these predictions, and then somebody will like literally email me or DM me saying, "Hey, you said this." So I like live for you guys. Thank you. Um, but let's get right into Jake Paul, because there is some tea. He may be going to jail. We're gonna look into it. We are gonna see what is going on. Because, and also I just want to say, please watch the first video I did on Tana Mojo and Jake Paul, because I talk about both of them there, if you have time. If not, I'll try and wrap it all up into this. Oof. Jake Paul, he has a long, there are going to be multiple occasions where he ends up in jail, he ends up exploited, and it does get very dark. He does have a darker, denser energy. I feel like not all of us know about it. There is a lot of ego involved, but I also feel as though there is a spirit attachment on him. So a lot of dark, I'm hearing I'm hearing skeletons in the closet. So you know, to the average person, Jake probably comes across as an idiot. I'm gonna be completely transparent. I only recently, like within the past month, have heard about who Jake Paul was. I don't really look up like just random YouTubers. Like, I only usually use like beauty gurus and stuff like that. So me hearing about Tana Mojo and Jake Paul has been recent. So I haven't really watched all of his videos. But the controversy about Jake Paul is that he like very forcefully, aggressively advertises his merchandise to young children. And a lot of people think that's wrong. I mean, I have no opinion on that, whether it's good or bad. I don't have kids, but a lot of people would consider that to be a negative thing, that he's very he knows how to manipulate children into like buying his merch, whatever. And also, he doesn't set a very good example to children. So what I see for Jake Paul is a dark future. And I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys, and I'm gonna get hate for this, but I really don't care. I'm gonna be honest in this reading, probably more honest than I've been in any other reading. You're gonna hear of Jake Paul later on in life, and this is a very heavy statement, and I'm aware of that. There is going to be a lot of secrets. I feel like he may get involved in some of the people that, you know, surround these you know, little societies or whatever. He may get into Freemasonry. I don't know. Like, this stuff is very dark, but so Jake Paul, a lot of people can tell that there's something a little off with him. People have speculated that he's a sociopath, that he's this, that he's that. I feel like there is a dual personality in Jake. I don't see him being aggressive. I don't see him being a risk taker, like how some people would say he is. I do feel like Jake does have feelings. It's just there's a level of apathy that is very predominant in him, and his just not caring about anything, and it's all about ego, and it's all about money, like a lot of money and power issues. But it's very refreshing the way his stand on it is, because usually when I see people that have this energy of Jake Paul, they will be aggressive. They will have the standard tendencies as most narcissistic sociopaths, psychopaths, and I'm getting more that he's a psychopath rather than a sociopath. This is what I'm hearing from Spirit. Psychopaths are a little less common. They're more calculated in my research of them and from what I've learned in school. Sociopaths are more common. Yeah, like there's levels to sociopathy, whatever. There's also levels to psychopathy, or I hope I'm saying that right. But I would consider Jake Paul more of a psychopath. So I'm going to give you the definition of a psychopath, just so we could be clear before, continuing on. Personality disorder that is categorized by persistent antisocial behavior, impaired empathy, remorse, yes, bold, inhibited, and egotistic traits, yes, and sometimes considered synonyms with psychopathy. So I feel like psychopathies are more loud than I feel like sociopaths, you can tell it easier rather than psychopaths. Psychopaths are more strategic and more, their motives are different. Sociopaths are usually, they want to be heard, they want to be seen, and everything like that. And I'm not saying that Jake Paul isn't like that, and he doesn't have characteristics of that. Obviously he's a YouTuber and everything. But he isn't as loud as the typical sociopath. I feel like this darkness and this his true soul is really going to come out later on in life. I feel like there's going to be a lot of scandals around him, more scandals than just this to come. I feel like this is just the start. He, now he's young. He's very young. I think he's actually my age or a year younger than me. Whatever. I don't feel like a lot of this stuff is going to happen until he's in his 30s and 40s and stuff like that. This is just the beginning. And I don't feel like he's really going to get into that much trouble. If anything, it's going to be a misdemeanor, and he's not going to be in jail for very long. I don't feel like I'm going to get some energy about the situation, because I didn't really read why he's in jail. I just heard that he was in jail. I think he was looting, or, I don't think he was looting, but the story says that he was looting. I also do see that he is not 100% transparent with his sexuality, and this is also another reason he is going to get into a lot of trouble later on. I'm talking about arrests. He's going to be exploited, exposed. I'm hearing these words later on for his sexual preferences, and it's going to lead him to a lot of trouble. He's also an opportunist. I feel like he doesn't really make decisions based on what he wants. He makes decisions based on what's gonna get him further. So that's what I'm hearing from Spirit. He's not really his own person. I feel like he doesn't really have an identity of his own, and he's all, with the identity issue, he also is, he has these psychopathic tendencies. So he really isn't making decisions that are 100% for him. This could be confusing to the girls he dates, because he may come off as selfless. This trait may come off as selfless, but it's really not him being selfless. It's more so him doing something for the greater good, even if he's not 100% on board with it, because he feels long term he's going to make a gain out of it. So this is what I mean by opportunistic. He's very strategic in that. And I feel like for a lot of people, like especially the woman that he dates, his relationship and all that other stuff, he's going to come off as selfless, but it's actually a very, very negative trait that he does whatever he thinks will get him further rather than doing what he wants, even if that means putting somebody else first. It's very calculated, which is another thing that he is. He is very calculated. So I'm trying to get the story just because I want to read it and then see what happens. Also a very lost child. Like I said, he has really not come to terms. He knows that he knows his sexual preferences. He knows all about that stuff about himself. He's just not going to admit it, and this also in a way is driving him crazy. I feel like there's drugs. He may be on drugs sometimes. There may be some type of drug that he does. It could even just be alcohol. I'm not seeing anything that's killing him. But there's times where he goes in and out of consciousness and something kind of takes over him. I feel like that's another message I'm getting. So, he is getting charged with a misdemeanor. I'm sorry about that. I heard that from Spirit, and I just read that he is getting charged with a misdemeanor. I don't really feel like he's going to get jail time for that, guys. I don't know how jail works. But I don't feel like I see him going into jail. Like I said, also, when I say opportunistic, this whole situation that has just happened that involved him, there was no I feel like if he had a say in anything, he wouldn't have gone through it, but for him it's mostly about what's going to get him further along. I kind of had a feeling that he knew that he could potentially get arrested for doing this, and the way he saw it was it'll get him further getting arrested because of the media being on him and everything like that, rather than to not cover the mall being looted at all. That's what I'm hearing. So he kind of made a brash decision. He's very smart, very calculated. I do not think Jake Paul would have went into this mall if he didn't think that there was a greater good that was going to come out of it for his brand. But that is obvious, of course, I'm sure. There's a woman around him, and she comes in predominantly. I'm hearing the word character. I'm hearing he's just a character to me. Ooh. This is somebody that's passed away. This could be like great-grandmother or something like that. He's not very, I feel like he's very detached. I'm seeing somebody who was probably traumatized at a very young age. Oh my gosh. Something happened to him around 7 or 8 years old. I feel like there may have been sexual abuse from an older male. And with this sexual abuse, I feel like this is why he is having he's having a sexual identity issue, and he doesn't really want to be 100% transparent with his sexuality. And I'm also seeing that he hasn't really matured in some cognitive functions, empathetically. We don't develop empathy until we're in middle school. So the fact that this happened before middle school, because I'm seeing 7 or 8, he might have not gone through that phase where we gain empathy, because he was too young when this happened. And when something like that happens very young, we don't expand our consciousness. I don't know how to say this exactly. We don't mature cognitively to get to the next point, to the next level of empathy of whatever it is. And it's not only empathy for him, it's also his sexual preferences, it's also his sexuality. He hasn't matured sexually in that way. after age 8. Everything is very blocked off after that age. I don't feel like anybody has exposed him for his childhood or anything like that. I don't think he would ever come online and say, hey, like I was touched by my uncle or something, you know, anything that's very tragic. I don't feel like he would come clean about and expose himself about, but we are going to see in his behaviors in the next 10 to 20 years, because he is going to get more powerful. It's going to go way beyond YouTube for him. Honestly, I'm going to be quite honest. He's going to be very powerful. He's going to have a lot of powerful friends. I'm hearing powerful player. He might like poker. He might like one of these games where you gamble a lot. The horses, whatever. Cars. I feel like he likes to bet on cars, maybe something like that. I'm seeing in like what do they have, those fields? So we're gonna see him, you know, potentially gain some momentum with that. But I feel like this is just the beginning for him. This is honestly not that bad. This is just a misdemeanor. I see him getting into more trouble, big legal issues later on in life. Okay, guys, thank you so much. Bye.